Welcome to biology online classes. So, children, we have completed the term 1 portions, that is from the genetics. We have completed the principles of inheritance and variation. Okay, and then we have also completed the molecular basis of inheritance. And from the reproduction chapters, we have also studied reproduction in plants, then reproduction, human reproduction, and also reproductive health. Okay, so these are the chapters that are going to come for your term 1 examination. And for term 2, we are having chapter 8 onwards. Okay, that is human health and diseases. So let's complete one chapter at least, okay, for the term 2. And after completing this, let's have the revision. Understood? So in olden time, health was considered as a state of body and mind where there is balance of certain humors. Okay, certain humors are there when the what this humors, okay, are in balance. It is considered as state of what health. Understood? So this was actually the earlier thought about health. When there is state of balance of certain humors or certain factors, okay, so that person is having health. Okay, so this was the basis of the thought of health by Greeks, okay, like Hippocrates. And in Ayurveda also, this is the basic principle of what defining health. Understood? So it was thought that person with black bile, okay, will have hot personality and they will have fevers. Okay, so this is all or depends on the reflective thoughts. Understood? Then the discovery of blood circulatory system. Okay, who discovered? It was blood circulatory system was discovered by William Harvey. Okay, so thus the blood circulation systems finding, okay, and the demonstration of normal body temperature in persons with black bile using thermometer disproved good humor hypothesis. So good humor hypothesis says that if a person is having health, okay, there will be balance between the humors. Okay, so the persons with black bile, they are considered as what, hot persons, and they will have fevers. Okay, so later on it was studied that, or it was understood that mind influences, okay, the uh, immune system through what, through the neural system and through the endocrine system. Okay, mind influences the what, the immune system, and immune system is the real, okay, they are real ones which help in maintaining the health of a person. Understood? So for giving what, the the health, or the health is associated with the immune system. Okay, and that is needed for maintaining the health, and this immune system is affected by the mind. Okay, through what, through the nervous system and the endocrine system. Endocrine system means what, the system which involves the hormones, isn't it, glands, etc. So mind or mental state, that can also affect the health. So health can be affected by various factors like genetic factors. Okay, so sometimes you can see children are taking birth with certain inborn disorders or deficiencies, isn't it? So that they are inheriting from parents, okay, from their birth itself, means from the birth itself, or due to some genetic disorders, okay, genetic defects. Okay, so some children are taking birth with deficiencies, okay, or disorders. So this can be inherited from the parents from the birth itself, isn't it? And second type is what, infections. Infections means what, various microorganisms can be there, okay, which can affect the what, the health, or which can cause the diseases. Okay, then another factor that affect the health is lifestyle, isn't it? Lifestyle, what kind of food we are having, what kind of water we take, isn't it? Rest whether we are having, or do we do the exercises. So like this, a lot of factors are there that produces or that causes the diseases, isn't it? So diseases can be produced by genetic factors, infections, or through the lifestyles. Or you can say the health can be affected by these factors. Understood? Health is affected means it can cause what? Various diseases. Clear? So how can we define health? Health is not simply the absence of disease, or if a person is not having any disease, we cannot define, or we cannot mention that he is very healthy. Understood? So simply absence of disease or physical fitness doesn't mean what he is healthy, or health we cannot define by that. Okay, so how can we define health? Health can be defined as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Understood? So if a person is physically fit and he is not having any what disease or infections, okay, we cannot say he is healthy. Okay, sometimes he is having some tensions, or if he is emotionally weak, then we cannot say he is healthy. Understood? Or at that same time socially, okay, due to some reasons, poverty if it is there, or some due to some discriminations, if he is not well, so that time also we cannot say he is healthy. Understood? So health means what? It is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Understood? So what is the interest of a country in having their citizens healthy? Because if people are healthy, they'll be more efficient, isn't it? So if you feel what sick, you won't be able to study properly, isn't it? You won't feel like studying, you won't, even though you wants to, but you cannot do that. So if you're healthy, isn't it, then that persons will be more efficient in their work. Okay, so if they are efficient, then what will happen? That increases the productivity, and that can bring economic prosperity, isn't it? So health increases the longevity of people and reduces infant and maternal mortality. So this is the reason the country is what considered, okay, or they consider the health conditions of its citizens, because if people are healthy, then they'll be more efficient, isn't it? They can what they can that increases the productivity, they bring the economic prosperity, etc. Understood? So what all things are needed for a healthy what healthy person, or to develop healthy persons, or if we want to be healthy, what we have to do? We can have balanced diet, isn't it? Personal hygiene, then regular exercise. So these are the three things that is needed or very important to maintain the good health. Okay, balanced diet, a balanced diet means what? The diet which contains all the nutrients in proper proportions, right? So that kind of food we have to. Then personal hygiene, it's very very important. We know that now the diseases are spreading, isn't it? If means because of what? Carelessness sometimes, isn't it? Now we are all wearing mask and all. So before, so personal hygiene means what? When take bath, okay, every day. Then if you are coming from outside, wash your hands. Okay, so what we are doing actually, we are removing the microbes that are stick to our hands, isn't it, by washing our hands regularly. So like this, if you what maintain personal hygiene, to some extent we can reduce the diseases, isn't it? And regular exercises, so these are very important. Then the importance of yoga, isn't it? So it is especially practiced in India, isn't it? So that causes lot of, or that gives lot of boost to the health, isn't it? Physical and mental health can be achieved by this. Then balance awareness about diseases and their effect on different body functions, isn't it? So different diseases, they spread by different methods, isn't it? Some of them are what spread by vectors. We have means you may remember, okay, so a few years before, dengue fever was very common, isn't it? So at that time you used to wear what, long sleeved uniform or dresses to the school, isn't it? Why you were doing all this? Because it was spread by mosquito, isn't it? And now you are wearing mask, means the mode of infection or the mode of the transmission are different. So awareness about diseases and in which part they affect, in which part of the body they affect, all this should be what known to a person. Then vaccination. Okay, vaccination. Now we are all getting vaccines, isn't it? Against various diseases. So about against means we should know about vaccination. Then proper disposal of waste. That is also very important. Why? Because most of the vectors, they grow in where, in the what, waste. So that is very important. Then control of vectors, maintenance of hygiene in food and water resources. Many of the diseases are spread by contaminated food and water, isn't it? So these all will help what, to reduce the diseases or for achieving good health in a society. So what are they? Balanced diet, isn't it? Personal hygiene, then regular exercises. Okay, then what exercises, in that section only you can consider yoga also, isn't it? Then awareness about diseases, then their effect on different body parts, then vaccination, isn't it? Then proper disposal of waste, control of vectors, then maintenance of hygiene in food and water resources. All these are very important for maintaining the what, the health of a person, or this all are helpful in maintaining the health. Okay, now when we say that we are having disease, when the functioning of one or more organs or systems of the body is affected, isn't it? And how it will appear in the form of signs and symptoms, isn't it? So at that time we say that we are not healthy, means any organ, if it is not functioning or organ system is not functioning properly, isn't it? Then we can, and that will be shown as various signs and symptoms. Like if digestive system is affected, you will have diarrhea, isn't it? Vomiting, understood? And likewise, which system is affected, on the basis of that signs and symptoms also varies, isn't it? So when any organ or organ system is affected and that is appeared in the form of various signs and symptoms, then we say it as we are not healthy. We say that we are not healthy, or we can say that we are having diseases, isn't it? Then diseases can be grouped into two types, that is infectious and non-infectious. So what are infectious diseases? Diseases which are transmitted from one person to another are known as what? Infectious diseases, isn't it? So the diseases which are what that goes or that transmits from one person to another is known as infectious, or what is the other name for that? Communicable diseases, isn't it? And we got many of the infectious diseases. Now we know, isn't it? We might have experienced also, isn't it? So diseases like AIDS, they are fatal, means infectious diseases like AIDS are fatal, and some others are non-infectious, means what? It cannot be spread from one person to another. Okay, so can you give example? Cancer and many other genetic diseases, isn't it? And then drug and alcohol abuse, they are also affecting our health, isn't it? So we can classify the diseases into different types on the basis of various criteria, and on the basis of what whether the disease is transmittable or not. Okay, the diseases are of two types. What are they? Infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Infectious diseases means which get transmitted easily from one person to another, and usually these are caused by the pathogens, isn't it? Pathogens are there. So likewise, there are different types of pathogens that belonging to bacteria, virus, fungus, isn't it? Protozoans, helminths. So all this can cause diseases, and such disease causing organisms are known as what? Pathogens. Understood? So the most of the pathogens, they are causing so they are actually parasites only, isn't it? They are parasites, and they cause what the host, okay, some harm. They cause harm to the host. Okay, so the pathogens, they enter into the body by different means. Okay, then they multiply, and then they interfere with the normal vital activities, and this results in what? Morphological and functional damage to the organs or tissues. Okay, so the pathogens, okay, after entering into the body through different ways, okay, they should be able to multiply, and when they multiply, it will affect the normal vital activities, isn't it? And that will cause certain what morphological or functional damage. And the pathogens, what are pathogens? The organism which causes the diseases. Okay, so the pathogens also have to adapt to live within the host, isn't it? So for example, in our stomach, if a pathogen is entering, they should be able to live at low temperature because HCl is there, isn't it? So like this, they have to develop certain resisting mechanisms. Understood? So we are I have just given the introduction of this chapter. Now we will be studying about various types of organisms, the disease caused by them, then preventive and control measures in general, and then some of the disease we have to study in detail. Okay, so we'll study this in the next class. Thank you very much.